Good afternoon. Happy Thursday. Hope you are doing well. I know that Daily Money Live with Janae has not been on all week because I have been getting ready for this speaking engagement that is today. Is actually two of them, and also a conference. So this is the first day of speaking of Daily Money Live with Janae, and I wanted to talk about how global, not disasters, but global situations, national situations can mess with money. Not only the money of the economy, but also personal households. And this is all around the coronavirus. So if this is your first time dealing with Daily Money Live with Janae, what I do on this is that I come on here live and I talk about an article of the day or a money topic of the day, and I share more about it as well as how it can affect your money or not affect your money. And so I want to talk about the coronavirus that is happening around the world right now. They have, let's see, what is the number at now? It's 29 cases in the United States of coronavirus, but I'm trying to get the biggest number that it is. At 2,000 people have died from it. 75,000 people have the coronavirus worldwide right now. 29 cases in the United States, and 2,000 people have died from it. But this is about the economic ramifications of it. So a lot of people think about the sickness, they think about the deaths, they think about the hospitalizations. Many people don't look at the economic behind it, because 75,000 people worldwide have it, and majority of them in China. They have come to a standstill in mainland China, definitely where the virus broke out in China as well. So not only are local companies stopping everything and people are not going to work, they're pretty much staying home, they are also U.S. companies who have shut down over there because they don't want their employees to get sick or to spread it. So I know Google has shut down over there for a while, if not still shut down. Apple is definitely shut down. There are different automakers over there that are shut down. And so what that does is slow down production to the point that some of the goods that we receive are going to go up. They have the ability to go up. Apple has already said that they more than likely prices of iPhones are going to have to go up because of this coronavirus, because of this halt in China. Because not only is the phone made there, but the chips that go in there are usually made there. Other tech that goes into the phones are made there. Right now, I know that Nissan had a factory over there, and a couple of other of the car dealerships have a factory over there that makes whole cars. Now Nissan doesn't, so Nissan is kind of okay right now. We're not upping their prices, but I believe Land Rover and another one of the expensive cars, Jaguar, makes the whole car there and then ships it to the United States. So their factory being shut down is a major problem for them. What else did they talk about in this article? Walmart. Right now, Walmart, majority of the products, of course, that you see on their shelves come from China. So these factories being shut down, if it continues, if the numbers keep rising, people who shop at Walmart are going to see an increase in the prices of the things that they buy there. So be on the lookout for that if you shop at Walmart. Also, another threat to the U.S. economy is that tourism is down, coming from Asia, coming from China. Those who come, Chinese people, about 3 million, they say it's 3 million people come each year. And on average, they spend $6,500 per trip. $6,500 per trip on average from 3 million people. So we have a threat of losing $6.5 billion in tourism money this year just from people that come from China. Okay? That has nothing to do with this case being worldwide. Like I said, it's 75,000 people with coronavirus worldwide. This is just those who come from China. Those who live on the East Coast, those who live in LA, You see the amount of tourists from Asia that come. They come to DC a lot, they come to New York a lot, they come to LA a lot, and they come in masses, and they spend money. I mean, they're going to all the luxury retailers. They are spending it up. They're staying at the best hotels. So it's no surprise that the average money spent by those who come from China to the US as tourists is $6,500 a trip. That is $6.5 billion lost as the coronavirus continues. So that's why I wanted to get on here, to just give you a different look, economic and money look behind the coronavirus and how it can affect the economy in the United States as well as your pockets. So those are just joining me. A lot of the factories, majority of the factories, are shut down in China. People are in their homes, like they're not going to work. Pretty much for the most part, they're not going to work because they're trying to stop the spread of this coronavirus. It was even an article about the delivery drivers who are the heroes right now because they're taking fresh food, delivering fresh food to homes to people because they're not coming out because they don't want to spread it, and they've been told to stay in. So a lot of these factories, a lot of these companies have shut down in mainland China and China as a whole. And if it continues, then you're more than likely, for those of you who buy iPhones new, are going to see an increase in the price of your iPhones. You're going to see an increase in the products you buy from Walmart if this continues. And then those of you who are in the tourism industry, so maybe you work at a hotel, you work flights, work for airlines, you work restaurants, those kind of things, especially where a lot of people from China usually come, you can see a dip in your industry, which could cause layoffs if this continues. People don't look at it that way. When tourism goes down, no matter where you are in the world, guess what? That means money is basically taken out of that part of the economy, out of those industries. And if money is taken out, that means those companies have to make cuts. And cuts usually come in the form of layoffs and firings, because that, if somebody's making $50,000 a year and you fire them, you just save $50,000, and that's not including their health care. It's the easiest cost to make is firing and laying off people or putting them on furlough. So I know a lot of us have been looking at this from a health perspective, as we should, but I wanted to come on here to Daily Money Live, Janae, and look at it from a money perspective. I am in Texas. I've already spoken once, and I have to speak another time at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, so I have about like another 30 minutes if I have to go in there. So I wanted to come on here and do this. And just a side note, a small story that came out today, that the tax scammers, so tax refund scammers, those people who try to get your refund, they have found a new way to try to fly under the radar with the IRS. They're not going for thousands of dollars. They're not stealing the information of people and filing refunds to get thousands of dollars back from people like that. They're going after those people that may get a couple of $100s because they think that the IRS will kind of leave those people alone. But if they see thousands coming back, the scrutiny is on those. So the new thing for tax refund scammers is to try to get the smaller refunds, those couple of $100, scamming people out of their refunds in that way. All right, so that's just a smaller story for today, money story, that I didn't think needed a whole live, so I just put it in with this one as well. So everybody is having a great Thursday. When I finish speaking today, I will drive another 5 hours back to Houston. I drove 5 hours last night. I'm going to drive another 5 hours back. Yay me. So I can be at my conference at 8 a.m. in the morning to work that, in order to get more speaking engagements. So like the school that I'm speaking at now, Texarkana, they are at the conference. Oh, you're welcome. They're at the conference. They hired me before this conference. They hired me last year for today. But I am going to the conference to get even more speaking engagements. I am spending a lot of time in Texas this year. I'll be back in Texas next week. And then again, maybe in April. All right, yeah, 5 hours, maybe in April. So Texarkana, the reason I had to drive 5 hours is that Texarkana sits on 4 states. I don't know which city with Oklahoma that is near or touches, but it touches Shreveport. Like, these are the places I could have flew into: Shreveport, Louisiana, Texarkana, Texas, which is, you know, a small airport. Dallas, Texas, I could have flew into there, and I could have flew into Little Rock, Arkansas. The problem is that I am at a conference as well during this time that started today in Houston. So I flew to Houston because I got to go back there anyway until, you know, I'm done with the conference, and then fly home. So it just was bad timing, the speaking engagement and the conference at the same time. And so 5 hours last night, I got in at 12 in the morning, and 5 hours tonight. I pray I leave by 5:30, and so I can get in at a reasonable time before 11 o'clock, because I still have to go and set up my booth tonight before going to bed, so that at 8 a.m. I'm not doing that. I'm actually ready to work and meet potential clients. The life of a speaker, that's what it is. So when I talk about that on Instagram, and I tell you about the video course, it's more than just getting up on stage. It's more than just having your presentation crafted and all this stuff. It's much more than that. So much more. And that's where people mess up. People try to do things on their own and just do things blindly, and they wonder why they're not getting paid like they should be. And even more importantly, they're not getting asked to do it again. This is my second. I was here last year. This is my second speaking engagement with them, and they had a whole new audience today at 12. Like, none of the people that was there today came last year, and it was every seat was filled, and they weren't even here last year, and they got a whole new group. And then I speak again at 4 p.m. to try to get the rest of another group as well. So it's much more to speaking than just getting up on stage and getting paid. It's a lot more than that. Yeah, so that's it. And shout out to Texas with this $1.79 gas. I'm going to get it once I leave here and filling up. All right, y'all have a good one. You can tell that I'm tired, so I'm going to have to get myself together before 4 o'clock so I can do this, hit the stage, and then hit the road for 5 more hours. All right, have a good one. Bye-bye.